Oh, there we go.
Ms. Pope, you have to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can now. Ms.
Perfect.
Pope, you appear to be moving. I don't know if the phone's moving or if you're moving. I know you're in a vehicle. If you are driving, you need to stop and stop. I don't want you getting in an accident.
Yeah, no, I was just putting my phone up. I'm in my vehicle at the
Okay.
courthouse though, so we're good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Mr. James, in this matter, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Court has appointed Mr. Sackrider to represent you. Had you have sufficient opportunity to speak to Mr. Sackrider in preparation for this proceeding?
I spoke to him earlier, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Sackrider, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Hester, I'll have you and Mr. James raise your right hands. We'll have you sworn in, then we'll proceed.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
In the 1998 case, his total monthly obligation is $53.50. That would be $50 on the arrears, $3.50 service and processing fees. The last payment that applied to this case was February 7th, 2023, in the amount of $1. There was 9 show causes, 3 bench warrants, 0 contempt findings. We monitored his compliance by the last 3 months at $53.50 a month. He should have paid $160.50. 0 has been paid. The total arrears on this case is $1,108.11, and there is no previous jail sentences. On the 2014 docket with Vicky versus Robert, his total monthly obligation is $419.50. His last payment was April 25th, 2023 for $25 that he had paid on his own. There's been 6 show causes, 3 bench warrants, 0 contempt findings. We monitored compliance by the last 3 months at $416. He should have paid $1,248. $25 was paid, so that's a shortfall of $1,223. The total arrears on this docket as of today is $4,649.51. On this case, we're also requesting a payment on his arrears, Your Honor. On the 2021 case with Michelle Pope versus Mr. James, the total monthly obligation is $1,328.50. He's had, I'm sorry, the last payment was made April 25th, 2023 for $75. He had paid that on his own. There's been 2 show causes, 3 bench warrants, 0 contempt findings. Compliance was the last 3 months at $1,325 a month. He had paid $75 of that, the shortfall $3,900. The total arrears on this case is $6,947.18. We're also looking for a payment on his arrears to be ordered on this one. And then just for the record, at the last show cause hearing, April 13th, 2023, before Referee Couteau, Mr. James did appear for his show cause hearing, which in a tractor at a farm. An income withholding was sent out to Wilson Farms, and Wilson Farms had said that they had never hired Mr. James, just for the record.
Okay. Mr. Sackrider, do you contest or dispute any of the statements made by Ms. Hester?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions of Ms. Hester?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Ms. Hester, have you offered Mr. James the ability to participate in the LEAP program?
You know what? I believe I have, but I don't have the information right in front of me. He would be able to answer that.
You have, Jamie.
I have, okay.
And he was found ineligible because
Hold on, Ms. Huntley or Ms. Pope. You don't have a chance to speak now. I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak later, but not now, okay? Go ahead.
Right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, any proofs, Mr. Sackrider?
Yes, I'd call Mr. James Jr.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Mr. James, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard the testimony of your caseworker, Ms. Hester. Is there anything that you disagreed with?
Well, I did make a payment yesterday, sir, that wasn't brought up. I don't know if it hasn't been posted yet or what have you, but I did make a payment yesterday of $100. But other than that, no, sir.
Okay. And where are you currently working?
I am not working. Like I told you earlier, I've applied for over 100 jobs. And every time I get something going, this home invasion case jumps up that I have pending with Miss Pope, and the offer is usually rescinded. Yesterday I was called and offered a job at Thompson Construction in Coldwater, starting July 10th.
Okay. When was the last time you were working?
In October, sir.
October of last year?
Correct.
Where were you working?
At McClellan Apartments.
Okay. And were you making regular payments on your child support obligations?
There was an income withholding at the time, yes.
All right. And so that employment ended in October of 2022. What have you been doing to find employment since that time?
Like I said, I've applied for over 100 jobs. I've been to multiple interviews. I've had 2 job offers. Once the background check comes back with a pending home invasion case, they rescind their offer.
Okay. And is that pending in Calhoun County?
That's correct, sir.
What is the status of the case?
As of right now, there's no upcoming court date scheduled.
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
That I'm not sure. I talked to my attorney yesterday, and he was supposed to check the status and let me know. I haven't heard back from him. Don Hammond is his name.
Okay. And you said you were just offered employment at Thompson Construction?
That's correct.
All right. Have you accepted that employment offer?
I have, and I start, like I said, July 10th, sir.
All right. And do you know the pay there?
$19 an hour.
All right. And do you know how many hours per week?
It should be between 38 and 45, Monday through Friday.
All right. Are you willing to set up income withholding?
Yes, I've let the foreman know there that there will be an income withholding set out.
All right. How have you been supporting yourself since October of last year?
So basically, I just do odd jobs here and there. Occasionally, I work for my brother-in-law who has a dairy farm. I don't know if they sent out a Wilson income withholding to the proper Wilson Dairy, because there's several of them. But the Wilson is spelled with 2 L's. It's WILLSON Dairy, and that's in Marshall, Michigan.
Okay. And
But I only work roughly 20 to 30 hours a week.
Okay.
And that's not every week. It's just whenever he needs help.
All right. Are you getting help with paying your living expenses?
Right now, I live with my parents.
Okay. And you voluntarily made payments on your child support obligations during that time from October to now?
That's correct, when I could.
All right. Do you have an ability to pay any money today?
I could make a payment today.
Of how much?
Well, I mean, I could probably pay 100 or 150 on each case.
All right. All right. Anything else you would like to tell the court?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. James, in this matter, you stated that you'd worked some odd jobs, and obviously, how much would you say you average per week working those odd jobs?
Maybe 200, sir.
Okay. And when you worked for your brother, let's say on average, you were saying you were working 20 to 30 hours a week. How much would you make working for him on average?
So he paid me $15 an hour cash, sir.
Okay. So at that, you were working anywhere from basically anywhere from 300 in that matter to, let's say, 450 per week then?
Well, not quite that much. Like I say, about 20 hours. So roughly 350, sir,
Okay.
on the top end.
Okay. Well, if you're working the odd jobs and you're making 200 and you're making 300 at that, why were you not paying any more money on your support obligations?
Well, to be honest with you, sir, I was trying to pay all my obligations. I paid over $1,000 in dance for my daughter's dance class so she could dance. Her mother was adamant about making sure I paid for that so my daughter could dance. I just trying to make every end meet that I could.
Okay.
It's not that I don't want to pay. It's just that I really don't have the means to pay. My truck's about to be repossessed. Like I say, I'm starting a new job July 10th, and everything should fall back into place after that.
Okay. Anything else you'd like me to be aware of, sir?
No, like I say, I can make a payment if necessary today or first thing in the morning.
Okay, you said 150 per case, so you've got 3 cases that work out to $450.
Yeah, I'll just borrow it from my mother. I've got good credit with her.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Why don't we start, Miss Pope? What would you like me to be aware of?
So, Robert, he's 100% being deceitful about the his job at Wilson Dairy. And I know this because I've been with him when he's cashed a check from Wilson Dairy that's on their, company. It's a company check. We dated for long years before we separated. In fact, I have text messages on my phone and on my daughter's phone and recordings where he can't see his daughter because he's working. He also has a bank account that he cashes the checks at. So is there any way, can he have to provide his bank statement so you can see the checks being deposited? Because he's working, he did this, the home invasion was in January 1st. He quit his job in October before the home invasion. Robert is a habitual, he goes through jobs frequently. That's what led to our separation. I always had to, fork the bill for everything. He's 100% being deceitful. Also, friend of the court had the correct address to Wilson Dairy because I provided it to them myself. And I know the address. His sister and brother-in-law, just like Robert, they're, and he said it before. Actually, at our last show calls, he hung up, he disconnected the Zoom call. And after it was brought to his attention that he was appearing while sitting in a tractor, and he said, and the referee said, I'm going to refer this to the judge to deal with this. And he, quote unquote, said, good luck, and hung up. He's a habitual scammer. He's scamming the system to get out of having to pay child support and responsibilities. That's exactly what this is. He works full time at the farm. He gets paid on company checks that's deposited into his bank account. He has vehicle. He has softball teams. He's a very active man. How do you support yourself? He said he does odd jobs here and there. That's employment. Whether you want to call it an odd job or you're employed with a big company, you're working. The income withholding thing, that's his sister and brother-in-law. I'm not surprised they're not going to do it because of that. Make him forget the income withholding then and make him have to pay it out of pocket every month. And they will never respond to an income withholding. He works there full time. He's being deceitful. I know that. I dated him for 8 years. I helped him with Vicky, his other cases before we separated. So I know how he is. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Huntley, anything you'd like to say?
Robert's been working for Wilson Dairy since I've known him, and I was with him from 2012 to 2014. So this is not a new thing. It's been the same thing over and over again.
Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Sackrider?
No, nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, in this particular matter, the court will note that, again, the Mr. James has testified in this matter that he last worked in October of 2022. There's been some statements made by both of the mothers in this particular case that he's working full-time, et cetera. There, we don't know that for a fact, but we'll take that for what it's worth. He testified that in this matter that he did work odd jobs where he was making $200 a week. Other times where he was working for Wilson Dairy, he was making $350 per week. Notwithstanding that, at those times he was not paying his support obligations. So the court will find that he did, in fact, fail or refuse to comply, and that he willfully failed to pay in this matter, and the court will find him in contempt of court in this particular case. With that, anything, Mr. Sackrider, that you'd like to say before we pronounce sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that Mr. James be allowed to participate in the employment that he was offered beginning July 10th. And he did testify that he's willing to set up income withholding to begin making payments. If the court does impose a sentence, we would ask that it be suspended and that any purge amount be in the amount of $450. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, what the court's going to do is, Mr. James, I could sentence you up to 45 days in jail. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is I am going to sentence you to 21 days in jail with credit for no time served. Court will, in this matter, what the court is going to do is the court will set a purge amount on each of the cases in the amount of $500. What I'm going to do is I'm going to suspend that sentence through August 16, 2023 at 8:45 a.m. You'll have to come back at that time. That will give you time to acquire the employment that you stated you have coming. Also, during that time, to pay the purge amount on each of the cases. If you pay the purge amount, then you don't have to go to jail. If you don't pay the purge amount on that August 16th date, you will be going to jail and serving your jail sentence. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. For Ms. Huntley and Ms. Pope, just so you know, in this case, what we're attempting to do is obviously the importance is to get money coming to you so that you have money to support your children in this case, and the court looks at that as paramount to any particular punishment, unless it gets so egregious that, again, that's just not going to be an option. But we're giving Mr. James an opportunity, but I will tell you, this is the last opportunity. If he doesn't comply, then he is going to go to jail. So the court would also, in the case with Ms. Huntley, in this matter, the court would set a arrearage repayment. Well, I'll do it on both cases, arrearage repayment in the amount of $50 per month on both cases. So that will be added to the amount that's owed in both of those particular matters. Anything else, Mr. Sackrider?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Hester?
Yes, Your Honor. Two things on all of these. Are you ordering court costs?
I didn't hear you.
Are you ordering court costs on these three cases?
Court cost?
Mm-hmm.
No, well, no, I'm not ordering any court costs at this point.
Okay, and then the other thing is could we please set it 8:16 at 8 a.m. instead of 8:45?
Oh, yeah, we can set it. We'll do it at 8 a.m. then.
Okay, thank you.
And so, Mr. James, you'll have to be back on that August 16th date. We'll see what you're doing to comply. I will tell you, if you don't, if you pay the purge amount of $500 in each case, then again, that would take care of it. If not, you're going to basically have to appear and demonstrate why you haven't. And at that point, be prepared to go to jail. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
You said August 16th, sir?
August 16th at 8:00 a.m. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Court will end this matter at 12:18 a.m. You're free, or at 12:18 p.m. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Let's go on to Mr. Kelly, and the other party is present here too.
Is that Miss